Right. Yeah, you got to still dress up, right?
That's
I
right.
mean,
You have
I have
to.
black shorts under this, Josh. But, I mean, what are you gonna do?
That's
All
better
right,
than
so we're
pajamas.
officially live. Hey, what's up, my friend? Yes, I divulge all the time that I have black running shorts or gym shorts or whatever you people do that exercise. I don't know. They're on underneath the jackets. So I just want to introduce. This is Joshua Vickery with CFC Arts. Definitely one of the hearts of our art scene and our community here in Orlando and Central Florida. And I wanted to have him on the show again for a while. He's been on the show before, but especially to talk about what's going on in the art scene right now with so much shut down because of the quarantine and how he's staying positive. So tell them a little bit about you, Josh, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's so good to be back. And Ted, thank you for all that you're doing to help change makers and do-gooders get their word out about all that's happening during this. And I think all of us are trying to find our place in our space in helping people. And so the arts community is no different. I do have the privilege and honor of being the founder and executive director of Central Florida Community Arts. And we are a very large arts organization that consists of everyday people being engaged in the arts. So choir, orchestra, youth programs, theater, youth orchestras, but then we take out multiple programs out into the community. So we actually are in 5 counties, over 100 programs and venues and locations, really making the arts accessible to everyone, including vulnerable populations, people that have some type of varying ability, seniors. We believe everybody should experience the arts. So when
And
this
you
will
do
happen,
such an amazing job of it, like even pre-quarantine and hopefully post-quarantine and during quarantine. What I can say about CFC Arts and what you're doing, you're always out there in the community, doing everything that you can to empower the artists and then to empower the people who want to learn more about the arts, because different arts are for different people. And so you have such a great, such a myriad of things that you offer, and always do an awesome job just trying to get it out to as many people as possible.
thank you. I appreciate that. And we try, one of the things that one of the side effects, the beautiful side effects of the arts is really connection and community building. And we believe that's a powerful thing. And so that's one of the ways that we really engage people is by allowing people to facilitate and build relationships. And so when this whole thing happened and we shut down our physical buildings and gatherings on March 13th, we knew that we could not shut down our mission. And so we've done everything we can to mobilize virtually and still allow people to connect. And so we believe the arts are just a vehicle to be able to build community. And so through concerts and classes and workshops and music therapy and you name it, we've over the last 4 weeks have really tried to get it out there.
And so how are you doing it? What is do people go to the CFC Arts page and they can look for the things that are available online? Are they recorded? Are they live? Or are they a combination of both?
Yes, yes, and yes. So the best way to connect with us is if you go to cfcarts.com/at-home. That's a new web page that we built and website that we built that really lists out all the ways that you can engage with us virtually right now. But it's on all of our social media platforms, of course, on our fan page, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of that fun stuff. And we have 14 member groups that people are involved in and a part of. But we really made a commitment to several things when we made decisions. Was one, we wanted to offer as many free workshops and opportunities for people to engage as maybe a paid. And even our paid ones right now, they are pay what you will with a $5 minimum. So you can take an hour-long workshop or arts class in your home for $5. And then our music therapist, which is an amazing grant that we got from Advent Health to have a full-time music therapist on our staff. She is doing, free virtual community music therapy sessions and relaxation and breathing, and group sessions and one-on-ones with artists. And so there's lots of ways to connect with us, but that at-home page is really the best way to see it all.
How are you all as artists, as creatives, staying staying afloat, staying, and I'm not talking business wise or money wise. I mean, as a creative, you are around people, you like to create things. How are you managing to do that? And how are you helping? And I know you are helping the artists themselves also do the same thing.
Yeah, so we have 23 full-time employees, and thankfully every one of them is still employed with us and still a part of our team. And you know, our team has really from day one been committed to making sure people still had access to the arts. And it does look different, and we've had to navigate, and we're still moving and coming up with contingency plans. And when things don't work, we pivot and do it differently. But we are at the heart of who we are as artists. We're innovators, right? Like we love creativity, and creativity means innovating. And so this is a moment where a lot of us are thriving and shining, is we get to kind of throw everything out the window that we know, and recreate and create. Now, not everybody is in that space. You know, artists, I think there's kind of three categories of artists right now. Those that are really thriving and creating and loving this moment of having a little bit more time to really do something new and special. Then there's those that are just kind of hanging on to what they need to do and get by. And then there's a lot of artists who are just surviving right now. They've lost work. Their families may have lost work. Being indoors is not good always for the creative spirit. So we're finding artists on all different planes, and we're trying hard at CFC Arts to connect with people in all three of those levels, right? So maybe with someone, we have a time to act and a time to sing and a time to write. So we have a new playwriting contest right now. We have, we're going to be doing a podcast theater. So that's really geared towards the people who want to really be engaged and create. But then we have the music therapy for people who say, I'm really going through a time of stress or anxiety and depression, and we know music can help. So that's where we meet those people at. So we're just trying to meet people where they are.
And how can people like me or like the community, you know, in the past you would attend events, that was, or you would become a donor, and you could still become a donor, sponsor, supporter. I'm not sure what the lingo is, but I always think donor.
Yeah.
What can people do? It's all going to be helpful.
Supporter, just say supporter.
I like supporter. What can people do to get involved? What can they, because I'm sure that there are also talented people out there who haven't reached out that might also want to get involved or might want to offer something for CFC Arts. So what's the best way for people to get involved?
Yeah, so one of the ways anybody can connect with us is every night at 6 o'clock, we are doing a virtual concert from the living room of different artists, and they are donating their time to do a free concert. And that actually is in partnership with Advent Health and Orlando Health. And it's really to bring awareness to our healthcare personnel and responders, and to kind of give a shout out to them. We're raising money, asking for notes of encouragement. So that's been a neat way for so many artists to kind of have something to look forward to when creating. But also it's a way that anybody free can connect to our fan page and catch those concerts every night at 6 o'clock. Also, you can check out that at home page, because there are lots of free workshops and free classes that people can also experiment and explore with if they've never had the opportunity to do so.
It was interesting to me, because I know the beginning of the year, every time I read something, it was CFC Arts in the news, you in the news, in a positive way. And how that seems like, of course, you had to bring some of that to a stop because you can't physically be in the same building. What's that like for you and the 23 employees? Are you all, because you still have that, I'm talking about grants, I'm talking about things that CFC Arts got. You still have to do the things that you are tasked to do, but I want to make it clear that you get to do those things, and I know you have a passion for them. But how is everybody handling that? When are you having daily meetings? You've got 23 full-time employees? You guys must just be in creative mode 24/7.
Yeah, so on top of our employees, we have 117 people on contract. And so we've had a kind of a parallel focus as employees, is that one, we want to make sure people are engaged and have access to the arts. And two, we want to keep our contract teaching artists and directors working, right? Because if we aren't doing programs, they're not getting paid. So a lot of our virtual offerings are able to keep our teaching artists working and keeping cash in their pocket. So that's a big driver for us. And we're having, you know, like I was saying to you earlier, I feel like I'm at 8 or 10 hours of virtual meetings a day, but that's what it takes to coordinate the kind of effort that we're doing. And I appreciate the shout out. You know, we have had so many blessings, I will call them, over the last year. We received a $100,000 grant from Walt Disney World. We received $250,000 grant from Advent Health, $50,000 from Orlando Magic. and the list goes on, to create really programs of accessibility, right? Making sure everyone in the community has arts experiences. So we're currently talking to all of those funders about how can we reimagine those dollars, and do we press pause on it till we can gather again physically, or do we rethink what those dollars can be used for right now, like free music classes for kids on a daily basis or whatever it may be. So we're having those conversations every day.
I bet you are. So what do you do? This is a question I ask everyone. What are you doing to stay, Josh Vickery, not the arts, not all the other things that you are working on and do? What are you personally doing to stay positive during the quarantine?
Well, one of those is walking. That's a good thing to keep my mind clear. Is taking walks every day, usually early in the morning when the sun is rising. I'm also trying to finish my book that I've been writing for a very long time. So I'm actually finding some time in the evenings. Usually, you know, like you, Ted, we're running around all over town every night to this event and that event and this rehearsal and this thing. And so being forced to stay home is causing me to sit on my rocker and write a little bit more, which has been really refreshing to me. And then I think the last thing is I'm actually getting some reading done too, which I really have time for. So I think walking, writing, and reading is really filling me up right now.
You're doing something for yourself. The self-care part is just so critical. What do you think we're going to take? Last question. What do you think we're going to take with us? What are you going to take with you that you've had to learn during the lockdown, during the quarantine? What are you going to take into the new normal, whatever that looks like from CFC Arts perspective?
It's a great question, and something that we are actually really excited about, because not that we were scared of technology, but we didn't really use technology as a platform to make the arts accessible. So you had to come to a physical space still to get it, whether it was a community center or a senior center or a church or whatever. And so now we're really thinking about how do we never go back to saying that if you want arts a part of your life, you got to come to a place. So seniors that are homebound, people that can't travel, people who just don't want to get on I-4 anymore, you know, whatever it may be. Right. How can we come into your home and still bring you the art? So I think that CFC Arts is not going to look the same on the other side of this, and our impact and our reach will be beyond what we can imagine, because we now have the ability to know how to go into people's homes with the arts.
And I think it's such a good stepping stone too, because when people engage in the place where you meet them where they need to be engaged, and that I believe would motivate, hey, I should go to a live show. I should get more involved. When you bring it to them, you're making it comfortable, and then people love the arts. And so what are you going to do? Well, I want to get up off my armchair and I want to go see one of these amazing performances. And I feel like, especially for the arts, there's just sky's the limit on the opportunities that will come. I had a saxophonist on earlier. I had somebody sing. I mean, people are just coming out of the woodwork to do the thing that they love in a new venue, a new platform. And I'm excited to hear you say you're embracing that. All right. So how do people reach out? What's the best way?
The best way is to go to our website, cfcarts.com/@home. And then you can email us at info@cfcarts.com or give us a call.
All right. Joshua, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm so excited for CFC Arts. You guys do amazing work, and you really do help bring it together. I really believe that. So thank you for all you're doing.
Thanks, Ted. I appreciate the support.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. CFC Arts.
CFC Arts. Take care, my friend.
Don't forget the concerts. That's all on their site. So look it up. All right, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Buddy. Bye-bye.